Peaches for hours.
Snakes in the sky.
Pitter-patter raindrops.
Wonka why.
Coronas.
Family.
No retreat, no surrender. Trish, the spirit of the sea.
I recommend Pleasant.
Manda's Movie Club, Manda's Movie Club, Manda's Movie Club.
Featuring Dan.
Manda's Movie Club.
Manda's Movie Club.
Manda's Movie Club.
Featuring Dan.
Yeah! I'm Manda.
I'm Dan.
This is episode 3. That looks like 6. It's episode 3.
Good times. Yeah.
We'll be less angry than last episode, right?
We'll see. We could turn the anger up. Who knows? We're going to be covering something old, something new, and of course, Nicolas Cage.
What do you do? First thing is going to be snakes on a plane. Daniel, would you say you're ready for it?
I am ready for these mother-f***ing snakes on the mother-f***ing plane.
I was hoping you'd go, oh, I'm ready for it.
What's that?
Come on, bring it. Oh, I'm ready for it.
What is this song?
Someone paid less attention to the end credits than
okay, yeah, no, I remember.
Just a little
now.
bit of
yeah.
fun
snakes
for you all
on
to.
a plane. Do they mention snakes on the plane at all in the actual song?
That was totally not the tune. If they
Okay.
did mention it, that wasn't the tune.
Well,
but it is a lot of sexy. Oh, I'm ready for it.
Alright, so
Very 90s, even though this movie came out in
2006.
2006.
My final year of high school, I remember it coming out, and it was the buzz of the year 12 community. Yeah.
And just to make me feel old, I was in my first year of uni. This movie, though, does stand out to me as here it was the buzz of Dan's high school senior year. And for me, I was in first year uni, and every now and then I'd have huge gaps between my classes, my lectures or my tutes or whatever.
Oh, hello, Martha.
And I would head into town and try to catch a movie. So I'm a nerd like that. Sorry, just Kitty's ready for it. Kitty. Oh, I'm ready for it. Come on, Kitty. And I would often try to drag my friends. I would try to get them to go with me, and they wouldn't. Or they would be resistant. But Snakes on a Plane was a movie that didn't meet with much resistance. And I remember thinking, I just need someone to be really enthusiastic about seeing movies like Snakes on a Plane, or random dramas that I want to see, or weird, quirky films that I want to see. And I really need a movie best friend. And I thought that in 2006. And little did I know, there he was, graduating high school. And just in a few short years, that dream would come true.
Man, it was the middle of August. I was no way near graduation level. Honestly. Sometimes
3 years later, my movie best friend dream came true after I'd seen a movie by myself in town. I'd gone to the theatre by myself in town because I thought, fuck it. You know, maybe because I had a bit of Snakes on a Plane energy myself. Fuck it. I can handle this. Come on, bring it. And there I met my movie best friend. And I very earnestly asked him to be my movie best friend, even though we'd only chatted a couple times previously to that. And what did you say, Daniel?
Yes, indeed.
Later he said he thought it was a bit weird.
It was a bit weird. You were very forthcoming.
He also said yes. So, I don't know. You're a bit weird.
Yeah. We went and saw that movie, was it Poltergeist? Not Poltergeist. Paranormal Activity.
I would never see the movie Poltergeist.
Oh, but yet you saw Paranormal Activity.
I saw it because I had free tickets because I used to do movie reviews.
Yes.
And I got free tickets. So being my movie best friend also came with benefits. My company and free tickets to the movie.
That's it. That's where the benefits end.
A little bit of a backstory there. Isn't that fun for everybody? Snakes on a Plane. I will intro it because you have a cat's ass on your notes. Snakes on a Plane is rated M. It came out in 2006. It is an action disaster movie. Disaster?
Yeah, it's a
is
disaster
that what
movie.
they said?
Well, no, that's what I thought.
What?
That's mine. It's very much a disaster movie. It's a plane disaster. It's going down.
You have to get it from the internet.
No, I didn't get it from the internet.
So it's just not what's the natural disaster, Daniel?
Did I say natural disaster, or did I say it's a disaster?
you can't
I'm sorry.
call it
Is it not? Is it not a disaster when a bunch of snakes on a plane? Will it not lead to disaster? Should you not get the snakes off the said plane?
That's not what disaster means.
It's disaster. It's a plane disaster movie. It's a plane crash disaster.
It's not a disaster.
Okay, well, look, when the snakes are invading the plane that we're on, and
If-
we are going down, and you'll say, Dan, how would you describe this
If
thing right
this
now?
was-
I'd say, oh, it's more of an action, Manda.
Dan, if it was like an
Oh, it's
apocalyptic,
not natural, Manda.
you know, biblical invasion of snakes on a plane, then I think you could say it was a disaster.
I mean, look,
right?
there's no
If we-
evidence to the
if we were
contrary that
talking-
it's not that specifically. You know?
We're talking like, what is it, locusts? If it was like the locusts of the plane.
Yeah,
they
it'd
were
have to be like
snakes.
locusts on a mocus.
Okay. Can't
Either
believe
way,
Snakes on a Plane is an action disaster movie, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
It goes for 106 minutes, so it is short and sweet and fun. At
unlike
that
our
time
introduction.
run. And it was directed by David R. Ellis. I don't know anything else that he's done.
He's done a
Do
lot
I?
of stunt work, actually. Yeah,
Oh.
it's looking at his... he passed away not so long ago, David R. Ellis.
R.I.P..
R.I.P. But he did mostly stunt work, choreography. You can really tell that he's a guy that kind of, through watching this movie anyway, he's a guy that kind of worked his way up in the industry somewhat, and then he got some directing credits to his name, and I think he does a really
He
good
should have
job.
got more after
Yeah.
this. And this movie stars the well-loved Samuel L. Jackson. It's well-loved by us and should be by everybody.
If you don't love Samuel L. Jackson, then fuck you. I'm sorry.
Wow,
You're the worst person
Just
in the
because
world.
he swears a lot doesn't mean we should in our podcast.
No, well, he doesn't say fuck, he says motherfuck. That's kind of his whole thing.
This podcast episode is rated M. Mature audience.
I mean, I think if you add the M to it, more of an MA is what I would say.
It also stars our very own, isn't he? Nathan Phillips.
Nathan
Our
Phillips from
very
Wolf
own.
Creek.
Woof,
Yes.
our very own little boy. I mean, he's not a boy anymore. This is 2006. And he wasn't a boy in this movie either. He's an adult man. But Nathan Phillips got a boyish face, got a fun energy. I don't think his accent dropped. I'm proud of him.
No, I thought he did a good job.
Juliana Margulies,
Margulies from The Good Wife.
and ER.
The Good Wife's, The Good Wife's
And
fantastic.
controversies of co-stars all through the years. And Elsa Pataki back on a plane. There's another movie where she's on a plane with a baby.
Yes. Doesn't work out so well for her in that one. But this one seemed to work out okay. Spoilers. There's no surprises with this film whatsoever, so we are going to riddle this review with spoilers.
And we also have Keenan Thompson and Bobby Cannavale, who can do no wrong.
Bobby Cannavale's the best.
Love
Keenan Thompson,
him.
You know.
Wow, Daniel. Just
saying.
not very nice. Okay.
Saturday Night Live isn't
I might lose
my
this
cup of
blurb
tea.
because I think Martha's going to sit on it. So you can read the blurb.
Okay, so Snakes on a Plane tells the story of FBI agent Neville Flynn, who's been tasked to accompany the key witness in a murder trial from Hawaii to the mainland of the United States of America. As the plane, Kitty, you are sitting right where I'm reading. As the plane gets airborne, a devil's nest of poisonous snakes are released amongst the crew and passengers in an effort to bring down the key witness along with every other mostly attractive person on board. Now, can Samuel L. get the motherfucking snakes off the motherfucking plane? Mayhap.
Mayhap indeed, Daniel. As Daniel just said, there's no surprises in this film. There are surprises. There are a few jump scares because there are snakes on a plane.
Yeah, jump scares, different to surprises though, I'd say, in terms of what to expect from this movie. Everything you expect in this movie, so you meet certain characters, people get in certain situations, and you're like, oh, they're going to die. That person's going to die. That one will live, that one will die, that one will live, that one will die. All of your predictions are correct.
A little bit frustrating for Daniel to do that because I haven't seen it in a while and I'd forgotten who lived and died. But Daniel...
I'd forgotten as well.
Daniel
but
both predicted correctly and verbalized all his predictions loudly.
I don't think I've seen this since like 07, to be honest.
Well,
I
it's
haven't seen
sad
him forever.
because one of the actors that Dan didn't put on the list, which I don't know, Dan, I thought his performance was pretty epic, was Clear Eyes, Strong Hearts. Clear hearts, strong eyes. Clear eyes,
Clear eyes, strong hearts, can't lose.
can't lose.
Riggs, yes.
Taylor Kitsch. Love him. Mm-hmm. He's great. And he is a sexy, half-naked man who's the first to die?
At least, the very least, the first to get bit, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the first to die is, so just to back up and kind of retouch on our synopsis there, our very own Nathan Phillips witnesses the murder of another person by the mafia.
Kind of like the mafia. It doesn't really matter.
mob.
Bad mob boss guy.
Hawaiian bad guys. And that is how he then ends up on the plane with Samuel L. Jackson, who promises, do as I say, you live. And I just love when Samuel L. enters, he comes in big. He doesn't
big.
come in little.
No.
He comes in big, which I guess is what you would expect of him. But he comes in kind of villainously. Can we say that? Is that a descriptive term?
Unpack that, please. I don't know
He's
what you mean.
villainously. He's villainous. He comes in to defend and help Nathan Phillips as the mob come after him because they see that he's witnessed the murder. But he's sneaky and creepy about it and like, I'm here, you gotta listen to me, but doesn't say who he is or why he should listen to him. And he's like, he's mysterious.
I
And
mean,
cool.
he's got a very, like, I'm a cop energy about him. Like, I don't know if it's overly mysterious for me.
I think it's a bit mysterious.
I didn't get villainously.
Because you're thinking, like,
at all.
is he a villain or not? That's what I was thinking. But I have seen the movie before, actually. And Dan, when we decided we want to watch this, Dan was trying to find it on streaming. So sorry, it is hard to find on streaming.
Yeah.
I think you can buy it, though, can't you? For a few bucks?
Yeah, a few bob.
And so Dad's like, oh, it's hard to find on streaming. Maybe we own it. I'm like, of course we own it. I own it, right? So we do own it. Hopefully you can track it down if you haven't seen it before.
You'll find that we own it, if our marriage vows mean anything to you.
But my point was Taylor Kitsch is the first to die on the plane when the snakes start their
Biting and
their
kissing.
sneaky snake situation. Sneaking up. And there's Dan just hanging out, listening to some music. And suddenly the snake's like, ooh. And then Dan's probably like, oh, I don't mind a lick in the ear. And then the snake's like, ah!
Yeah.
Usually straight for the tongue, or in Taylor Kitsch's situation, straight for the penis? The neck.
Neck. No, another guy gets bitten on the penis. He's like, time to drown, time to empty the trouser snake.
one
And then,
point
of
in
course,
this
you're like,
movie
oh, he's getting bit on the dick.
Where Daniel went, tit, genitals, that's what the snakes are after. And I wrote down tit, genitals in my note.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's where they were. Like, I mean, Taylor Kitsch's romantic lover, straight for the tit.
Straight for the
The
tit.
guy who's making a point that he's taking out his penis to urinate, straight in the penis.
What do you mean he's making a point?
Well, he's like verbally like, I'm getting out my dick or something. Like, he's very like, you know. And it's the same thing with like the lady that gets bit. She's like moving up her top, and she's like, oh, like one of those like herbal essences commercials. Like,
Well, she's obviously dreaming about a snake on her tits.
Yeah.
And then that happened for real.
yeah,
So, lucky her.
these are very saucy,
It's a
saucy
movie.
killers.
But it's also, isn't it Pete? No, it's M.
It's definitely no way. It's PG.
It's not really like full nudity, but there is snakes going for tits and
Yeah,
penises.
yeah.
and
No,
tongues. There's full tongue action.
yeah.
Open mouth.
Open mouth kissing
between the
tongue
snake
action.
and the victims.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a nice bit of squeezing as well.
Oh yeah,
Does his
squeezing.
head explode? I can't remember.
I don't know. I guess if you're a snake death enthusiast, this movie's for you,
Yeah.
right?
It's very deliciously predictable, all right? So every trope. So you've got, like, the elderly... not elderly, she's not that old. But middle-aged stewardess who's like, this is my last flight. This is the very last flight I'll go on. And then retirement. Oh, that retirement's just going to be wonderful.
I think she's like 60.
She's like 60.
middle-aged.
She's middle-aged.
I'm middle-aged.
Well, I don't know. She's...
middle-aged people don't retire.
Well, she's making a point
This
of being like,
economy.
I'm ending my career on a high, and you're
right.
like,
She's
okay.
supposed to be the older person, but she's also,
Yeah.
she is attractive.
She immediately is just like, oh,
She's
you're
not
dead.
like, I've been been on this here plane for 80 years. Like, she's still a very attractive lady.
She's all right.
Middle-aged.
Yeah. She's not as good looking as the ones that live, which, as I've got here in my notes, most of the attractive people who aren't having sex live, or are protected by babies. Elsa Pataki, she comes on with a baby and you're immediately just like, oh, she's not going to die. And then the stuffy British man comes on who's all like rude to everyone. Oh, how do you? I'm very British. I'm the most British person there is. And then, of course, he kills a dog. So immediately you're just like, okay, the dog-killing British man, you'll get next. You know he's going to die. There's no way they're keeping that character alive.
What is that actor's...
I didn't write his name. Stuffy British man.
No, there's an actress who plays Cher in the new Clueless TV series, or the old Clueless TV series.
Oh,
maybe.
yeah. No.
And she is the owner of said dog, and she's got some good one-liners.
Yeah.
This movie's script is pretty tight, so there's lots of fun asides and cut downs, and different characters have little quirks going on that are a little bit odd. Like
everyone's got a character,
star,
which is good.
Yeah, there's the music star who has to sit in economy, but he's happy because he's near Cher. But he also doesn't like dogs. He's a bit creeped out. He's got some phobias going on. So just a little bit of extra info for all of the side characters, which I like. Because I don't think action movies especially always take the time to do that.
I don't think a lot of modern movies do that. They just have, like, throwaway sort of characters. We watched another movie this week. I won't say which one because we may review it. But some of their characters just no particular interesting quirk to them or anything like that at all. I think, like, there's that whole thing of, like, there's no such thing as, like, a small role. But a lot of movies, I don't know, today, maybe they just cut out all the interesting bits. But at least with this movie... Everyone had their own character, but what I liked about it is everyone played it deadly serious. There was no, like, camera winks or not overly cartoonish, No. Like, I think the British guy was probably the most cartoonish, but even then he wasn't like, tally-ho and crumpets or anything like that.
Yeah, and at the same time we're talking about villainous mafia that have decided to kill a witness by putting crates of deadly snakes on an airplane. So, we're saying, but the characters aren't cartoonish. Like, the movie setup is cartoonish.
It's cartoonish,
the whole idea of the movie is
Yeah.
ridiculously cartoonish. And everyone playing it straight like, this is a situation we've got to deal with. And Samuel L's, like, solving problems and figuring out new ways. And then he's also guiding Nathan Phillips in such a way that he's become a bit of a mentor figure for him, even though they've just known each other for, a day, and they're just going to be on the plane together. But they have a nice kind of fatherly bond going on there. And then Nathan Phillips comes into his own as a brave hero of the story. And so everyone does have a little bit of a journey, which I love. And it's fun. Do as I say, you live.
Yeah. I think it's just, to add to that a little bit, this is just a great example of committing to the bit. They know they're in a movie called Snakes on a Plane. They know what they're in. They know it's not going to win any major awards. It's not going to be, looked back on as one of the greats of cinema history. Everyone in the cast knows that it's Snakes on a Plane. They know it's a silly thing, and they all play their part fantastically.
I would consider this one of the greats of cinema history, so I take personal affrontage to
Up
that.
yours, Hitchcock. And your vote.
Gonna kiss you goodbye.
You remember this song so much better than I
I did write down some of the lyrics, but we did watch the whole song. Yay! And Snakes on a Plane.
Toy Story 5.
It is G-rated. You can take children to this. It was made in 2026 and released in cinemas. We saw it in the cinema.
In the cinemas. Very special.
It is an animated adventure. Got that genre from the internet?
Whether or not animated is not a genre. I'm sorry. It's a style. It's not a genre.
We would put it in our film collection under family films.
Yes.
It is 102 minutes. It's directed by Andrew Stanton, who also made Finding Nemo.
Finding Dory.
He also made the first Toy Story.
I think he co-wrote on that one, but he didn't direct.
Was
that
Finding Nemo his first one?
Might have been.
I think so.
And John Carter, of course. Sorry, you talked about Taylor Kitsch before.
Yeah,
but he also directed
starring
John
Taylor
Carter.
Kitsch. Should have launched Taylor Kitsch into everyone's, living room. Wouldn't that be nice?
But the film wasn't very good.
But it's kind of fun. Maybe we should review it.
We should review John Carter.
Toy Story 5, the main character in this movie is Jessie, which made our 4-year-old very happy because that's her favourite character. Jessie is voiced by Joan Cusack.
It's my favourite character as well. I love Jessie.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know who my favourite character is.
Sorry, continue.
Maybe Buzz. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen are back, voicing Woody and Buzz, respectively. We've got Greta Lee as the new technology, the lily pad.
Yes, as pictured.
We've got Conan O'Brien playing the
Smarty Pants is the name of his
poop buddy,
character.
Smarty Pants.
Yeah.
Toy Story 5 brings us back to the world of talking toys that's been ongoing for over 30 years.
Ooh, baby.
This time the spotlight's on Jessie, with Woody and Buzz in supporting roles, as she takes on the overpowering pull of the LilyPad smart device and its toy-abandoning influence on Jessie's current kid, Bonnie. Can the toys keep the joy of playtime alive, or will technology win the day, throw them away to the junk heap of irrelevance? Daniel and I would both consider ourselves, I'm going to say, mega Toy Story fans.
I love Toy Story.
We have most of the toys from Toy Story. When I say, like, we don't have, like, every single character, but we have the main characters in one toy form or another, mainly secondhand. Our neighbours' kids call our house the Toy Story house.
And I will say, yeah, the only one that's missing for me is Stinky Pete. I would love to have a Stinky Pete.
Yes.
The villain from Toy Story 2.
But I did make you artwork.
You did. Stinky Beat, I believe it was called.
Yes.
Very fun.
I'm just going to say again, we don't have to buy our kid any toys from Toy Story because we already have them. Anyway, Toy Story. I saw it in cinema when it first came out. I saw it again recently at the 30-year anniversary last year and took our kids, so I saw it in the cinema again. Toy Story 5 we've been waiting for. Weren't huge fans of Toy Story 4.
It had its moments, but for me, it was a very unnecessary addition to what I thought was a pretty well perfect trilogy.
It gets harder and harder as they make new films, and I think it was pretty evident in this one, for them to keep all of the characters involved in the story, because the world keeps expanding. We get more and more new characters. Jessie, for example, didn't turn up to the Toy Story universe until Toy Story 2, and she came along with
Bullseye.
And then, you know, we have a few more characters. When we had Bonnie involved, we got Forky in Toy Story 4. We had another dinosaur introduced in Toy Story 3. So the world keeps expanding. There's more characters, and it means that everyone doesn't get a storyline. And in Toy Story 4, it seemed a little bit like they forgot who Buzz was. And so his character got a little bit assassinated in terms of the characterization.
He was a lot dumber, I think.
Yeah,
than he
yeah.
typically was,
So we were a little bit apprehensive coming into Toy Story 5 that maybe something like that could happen again, because we had new characters from Toy Story 4 that were going to be in this one. And you could see in the ads that Woody was going to be back, even though we kind of said goodbye to him in Toy Story 4.
This movie did completely undermine the story of Toy Story 4 in that the whole movie's sort of about saying goodbye. It's supposed to be a moment of like, see you later, cowboy. And that him and Buzz have a hug and they have a moment, then they go their separate ways, live their own lives. And in this film, okay, the bringing back of Woody just completely undermined that entire movie. Just made the whole movie moot, essentially. And how they brought him back was just, all of a sudden, there's this walkie-talkie that Jessie's using that's communicating with with Woody and Bo. I'm sorry, you had how many years to work on this movie and you couldn't come up with a more creative way to introduce the main character of all the Toy Story movies, Woody, back into the fold? I thought that was incredibly lazy by the writers, particularly because the whole movie's about tech and how tech is used in both positive and negative ways, and how there's all these moments in the movie where they kind of embrace tech in order to kind of push the story forward. can't they use the tech? Woody and Bo been familiar with tech, maybe have been using tech to help the lost toys, which is what Woody's doing now. Couldn't there have been something that would have just brought them back into the story that way, maybe? But
yeah, it would have. That's really our biggest criticism, because this movie is Jessie's story. She's with her third kid. If you've seen Toy Story 2, Jessie has a horribly sad song that I always fast forward through if I'm rewatching Toy Story 2, which I have rewatched many times with our kid, where she talks about not being loved anymore by her first kid who kind of abandoned her. And then that pulls on heartstrings for anyone who's ever felt abandoned in any way. So this is Jessie's third kid, and now they all belong to Bonnie, a sweet little girl who's getting to school age and struggling to make friends because she's a little bit different in her personality to some of the other kids that she encounters in her day-to-day life. And so I agree with Dan, bringing back Woody how he was brought back. In Toy Story 4, it felt like Buzz was undermined. In Toy Story 5, it feels a little bit like Woody's undermined, because it would have been a more interesting film for him to have embraced different technological advances or seen how toys can work together with tech, and intro that a little bit to Jessie so she could figure out how to work with the technology that's come into Bonnie's life that she's seeing as problematic.
And for good reason in many cases.
Yeah, and he didn't need to turn up at the very beginning. He could have turned up maybe halfway through and had some learning and sharing there. Yeah. And I think that would have been nice. Instead, he's kind of reduced a little bit as well with fat jokes and bald jokes, which didn't feel nice. And those were the main jokes in the trailer, which was strange to me. I thought that they could have maybe highlighted some of the other comedy that's in the movie. Those jokes didn't really land. And they're not... What a shame. What a shame to not bring him back in as someone who's always solved problems and figured out how to work with others and is off on this independent adventure with his true love. What a shame that he didn't get to come in with that knowledge.
And imagine the pop, when someone returns to like a franchise and they come in and, the cinema's like, whoa. It's like when Jason Statham, I remember watching the end of Fast and Furious 6 and Jason Statham appears in the very last scene and I'm in this cinema in Glasgow and the whole cinema's just like, whoa. Because, even the ones, we knew he was coming, like that had been spoiled on the internet. But it was incredible how that happened and everyone just popped. There was no pop for Woody. It's just, all of a sudden, she's just chatting to him on the phone.
Woody's back.
Like, where's Woody? Woody could have gotten a pop.
Poor Woody. This movie's great. I liked it a lot.
I did as well.
It was great to have the point of view going back to Jessie, having kind of a continuation of her story. And it was kind of timely for us because we've got a kid who's about that age, going into school, some of those problems. So it's nice for us as parents to have that full Toy Story journey as well, where we were kids when the first ones came out and we're connecting with it then on that level. And now we're parents of a kid of similar age and those themes are hitting us in a different way.
Very much.
And they also communicate really well with our kids. So that was nice. Unlike Hoppers, she came out of this one and said, she loved that the two girls were friends. So Jessie goes off on this adventure to try to find a friend for Bonnie. And she does. She finds a friend for Bonnie who's a similar sort of personality as a kid that still loves playing with toys, that has a really creative imagination. And she tries to bring them together. Spoiler, they do get together. And that was our kids' takeaway. That you do find people out there that are going to be suited to you and weird in the same way that you are and like the same sort of things that you like, and you're going to bounce off each other in a really fun way. That's a great message for kids.
Power of friendship, I think, was really solid in this movie. And I liked it as well. It was reflected in the toys, You talked just before about how Jessie went off to find, Bonnie a friend. What I liked about the movie is that Lilypad, who in the trailers was very much presented as like the antagonist,
I'm a villain.
I'm here to kind of, trap your kid's mind or something like that. What I liked about her character is that she wanted the best for Bonnie as well. All the tech in the movie want what's best for their kid, which I thought was a really good approach. How they do it is completely different to the toys. They see the toys as getting in the way of them connecting with friends in the modern world, and the toys in turn see the tech as a way of just mind-numbing the children in today's world. And I think it was great that Lilypad had that motivation. You know, Lilypad wasn't doing it for cynical reasons. She genuinely thought that getting Bonnie connected on these groups with other girls from her dance class in this one would lead to a stronger friendship for Bonnie. However, being a bit of technology and new as well and inexperienced, she doesn't know what a strong friendship looks like. She just sees friendship as, you know, connecting on the different games or apps or whatever. So
Yeah.
I actually thought that was a really interesting trait to use for all of the tech.
Yeah, this movie isn't out to demonize tech. It's to remind parents and kids that it's a tool,
Yeah.
and it can be a fun tool, and it can also be a toy that they can play with, but it shouldn't be the only thing they have, and it also shouldn't be without supervision. There is, at the start of the film, when the parents get Lilypad, which they do that because, you know, there is a lot of information out there for parents saying that everyone needs an iPad or everyone needs, you know, this sort of technological advice. They're trying to do what's best for their kid, but they give it to her and they're like, okay, you have all day to figure out how it works, and then we're going to put in some rules. It's like, what?
It's a terrible precedent to set, parents.
And then she's just like rolling around the house and doing whatever. They don't seem to check in on her. They're bad. And then later on, when Bonnie is getting down because the friends that she has made, that Lilypad has connected to her to, they're not her kind of people, and they are using the tech to bully Bonnie. And Bonnie is upset, and she becomes withdrawn, and she's really questioning herself and her interests. And the handling of that is great by the mum, actually, as well, because you can see that the mum's like, oh, okay, well, maybe we should put a few more guidelines in on this.
Turn off the chat.
And at the same time, she doesn't demonize the other kids. She's just like, friends don't make you feel bad, and a real friend would help lift you up. And that's a great takeaway as well.
Yeah.
So the whole movie, and it moves pretty fast. And there's a B storyline with the buzzers, which we really like as well, which we'll talk about briefly. Yeah.
That whole part where just the buzzers, at the very beginning of the movie, there's just this abandoned sort of crate. I'm guessing the crate must have fallen off a ship or something like that, but they're like on an island, and all the buzzers kind of get together and work together as a team to make it onto the mainland. And they just cut away from there, and you're back to the normal story. And we keep revisiting that storyline throughout the movie. And you're like, okay, this is going to connect at some point. But it's just a really good bit of... Most of the sort of visual humor in the movie came from those sequences. And I thought it was beautiful when, you know, the one buzz gets left behind, and then these two random kids come past, find the buzz... And all the buzzers work together to kind of rescue. They think they're gonna rescue.
Arm themselves.
They arm
like
themselves
at
at the camp with all these
like
things.
Little soldiers.
And you think they're gonna like do something really drastic, and then they see the buzz. One of the buzzers just in the arms of the kid, and he just kind of gives them a thumbs up, like this is what like a toy is supposed to be.
Doing this.
I think I'm supposed to be here, and it's beautiful. I love the ending for the buzzers as well. I thought the use of a toy where they're just toys, but also they have like all the tech inside them as well. They can also be drones, which is kind of terrifying in a way, but you know, they kind of use that drone technology at the end of the film to work together and help bring Bonnie and Blaze, who's the other character, the other human character in this one, together. And at the very end of the movie, a lot of people miss this because a lot of people have gone out, but there was an after credits bit where all the buzzers kind of land from the sky in drones and just sort of give themselves away to like any child on the playground, and that was beautiful. I just thought that was such a nice way to end it. And I think this movie, for me, not as strong as the original trilogy, but for me, I thought that it told a story, and I think it told that story well. I think it was the right decision to focus it on a different character to Woody and Buzz. Jessie, obviously, because she's the best. And I think what they did with this one in terms of highlighting the importance of friendship for a kid was really beautiful. Yeah.
And it also touches on memory and love. As I said before, You know, Jessie's When She Loved Me song from the second movie, she's been carrying a lot of hurt from that, about feeling abandoned, about not being wanted, about, you know, not being enough for others. And those are all themes most people can identify with. And then the resolution of that kind of storyline, she finds out information that means she actually misread that, you know, or it was probably a mistake on her owner's behalf, throwing her aside, and she might have regretted that. And I think that was nice. That really touched me, because I definitely know from my life, you know, there's people who I've had in my life who I felt like dismissed me or didn't think much of me. I think there's people in my past, and there's friendships that I've had and love that I've had where I think, well, that was done and it was over, and maybe it didn't mean as much to the other person as it did to me. And then as time's gone on, something has changed my perspective on that. Maybe I get more information, maybe I've reconnected with that person. And I think it's nice to have that reminder in a movie that you actually don't know what kind of positive effect you've had on other people in your life. And if you're going about and you're living your best life as your true self, then that's kind of what we all should be doing, right? You know, and the friends that you have and the impact that you have on them might seem like it was only for a short period, but it probably has a ripple effect through their whole lives. And I think that's a lovely message and takeaway for kids that are, you know, getting out there in the world and starting to live their lives, and also for adults who are getting on a bit and reflecting on their lives. So I really loved it.
Yep. Toy Story 5 in cinemas now. Go see it. Take your kid.
If you have one, or just go by yourself, because that's also cool.
Find a kid and just take them.
You can't take someone else's.
Find a kid that you know and just take them.
With their parents' permission.
Do it as a surprise.
Just go. See it. What's up next, Daniel? Nicolas Cage, what do you do?
I believe he do.
Fashion. 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 Okay. First slide, please, Daniel. Nick Cage. He do fashion. Here he is. This is a pretty recent picture. This was only a few years ago, 5 years ago. Nick Cage there holding a face of Prince. Makes sense. And his wife, Riko Shibata. That's his current wife. Nick Cage is also a big fan of Prince. But what we're most interested in right now is the fashion. Look at this fashion. This man in this picture is 57 years old.
Damn.
I do not know many, if any, men that dress this awesomely.
I'm struggling to think of any at all from any age group.
Maybe the guy who used to run trivia in Melbourne.
Oh, no, he was pretty
Yeah, yeah, maybe him. Nick Cage loves fashion, and he wears jackets and suits and really cool get-ups all the time. It's one of my favorite things about him. He talks about jackets, especially leather jackets, which I'm not down with, as being kind of a power suit. He says that it gives him a feeling like it's a power garment that gives him strength.
Damn, so very kind of tapping into the Superman that he never played.
Well, he's a Superman to me, and his fashion is super cool. So we're going to just look at a couple of his awesome looks. So there we are. There he is in his leather jacket. Loves a good jacket. Next, Daniel. Here he is with some more jackets. So the picture in the middle apparently went viral, and lots of young folk decided to kind of take up this look. I mean, I love the jackets. I'm not down with the leather, personally. But he's a man that dresses cool. On the right there, that is him coming out of the airport. Who dresses that cool coming out of the airport? I want to know.
I can think of very few people who dress that cool coming out of airports, train stations, busways.
Definitely not us. And we are well trained in how to dress well at an airport, because my father was a lifelong airline pilot, and you got to dress well, because then you got a chance of upgrading. Nick Cage, I imagine, is already flying first class, so that's not even a factor. He just looks awesome.
Was this around Mandy time?
It does look. I think that was in the background. Does say Mandy, so that's probably a clue.
Oh, okay, right. M-A. Okay, okay, you can see that now. Oh, Mandy, right there. Okay.
Yes, his awesomeness in Mandy magnified by this insanely gorgeous outfit and the leather pants. Full commitment. Next picture.
I was going to say just quickly, it's very Shooter McGavin / Happy Gilmore with the gold jacket.
He's better than that.
Yes.
How dare you? Next. Here, on the left, Nick Cage and the also brilliant and gorgeous Nicholas Hoult. And in this picture, Nick Cage is out dressing and looking like a sexy man beast. Nicholas Hoult, who is a model. I think he also does modelling on the side.
I've got no idea.
That was for Renfield, which is a very fun film where Nick Cage plays Dracula.
We'll review that one day because that's a fantastic movie.
Yes, and then on the other side, wearing some sort of patchwork quilt jacket ensemble, cozy. Nick Cage wearing a patchwork ensemble there on the other side with his wife Rico again. Love that. Looks like a bit of polar fleece connecting to denim. It's cool. You've got to be a little brave to wear something like that.
I think you have to be very brave to wear something like that, to be honest. It's
the hat combo.
Half pajamas, part Snuggie.
The yellow glasses. I love it. I'm all in. Now, Daniel, if you could make that picture a raise... What do I have underneath? Yeah, just delete.
Oh, okay.
Delete that picture. Good job, Daniel. I just felt bad for kind of dissing on Nicholas Hoult there because he is gorgeous. So I hid him under the other picture just so he was also...
Okay, Nicholas, if you're watching this, no shade. No shade, man.
We do love you, Nicholas.
Yeah, you're about our boy. All right? Feel that.
What does that mean?
He's been in the movie about a boy.
Oh no, he is gorgeous, and he is also beautifully dressed. I think he also does dress fun, but it's hard because Nick Cage is the bomb. Okay, next picture.
Ooh.
This picture of Nick came out during COVID, and I was so excited about it that I believe I chatted about it with my neighbor for 2 hours while we walked around the neighborhood because we were allowed out of the house for 2 hours a day. We lived in Melbourne at the time. To her credit, she was very kind and listened to me ranting excitedly about this jacket and my dreams of having a similar outerwear. This was actually, I think, a set photo from The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which he does with the equally charismatic Pedro Pascal. But yeah, this jacket's just everything to me. And again, Superman is featured there on the back. Love the angel wings, a little bit of City of Angels going on there.
Bit of everything, yes.
I like to think this probably came from the prop department, but I think he probably had a lot to do with it because something he also talks about is jackets and dress wanting to create an aura. He likes to create an aura in what he wears.
I'm not sure what the aura is here.
Awesome.
I mean, other than awesome, but
Great.
Or do you mean theme?
Amazing.
Or is there like a theme for this one?
No, Daniel. It's just he's just being awesome.
Okay.
Okay, next. And here, just a couple more pictures that I wanted to talk about. On the left, this is Nick Cage many years ago wandering around the small town of Bath in England with his son.
Best known for Jane Austen novels and I guess the time Nicolas Cage lived there.
We were in the UK at this time, and this was in the papers and it was in the local news, and I was just so excited about the prospect of running into Nick Cage, wandering around town, looking like a character out of Oliver Twist, in the tiny town. Like, Bath is tiny. It's a tiny, adorable brick village, really.
Yes.
It's not a full town.
It's the most English-looking thing you've ever seen.
I really thought it would happen. We were there quite a bit because we were working around there, and it didn't. I never spotted him. I don't know why. The universe didn't align.
No.
But that outfit on the left, I was looking for him. Maybe he was dressed differently, but I would have spotted him from afar. Final quote from Nick Cage that I really love. Well, a couple more quotes because we have to talk about this picture on the right. He says that for fashion, he loves the idea of a celebration of life when you dress. That doesn't mean you have to have loads and loads of green to dress well. It's just an attitude, something you want to celebrate. And then he goes on to say, like, maybe you're celebrating Sundays or the fact that it's April. That aligns with me. I've always tried to dress, and I dress pretty eccentrically some of the time too, how I want to feel. So if I'm feeling down, then I'm really trying to dress to give myself more confidence, or if I'm wanting to feel I'm crazy or I want to get attention, then I might dress to suit those. So I really love the idea of like thinking about what you're celebrating and setting out in the world dressed to celebrate. And on the right here, he is dressed in this glorious tartan suit. And when this came out, there were like some interviews with him. And he said he wanted to dress like he was a can of shortbread. and he did. He's dressed like shortbread. Love that. Love that way of going about life.
Shortbread enthusiasts out there, you know, knowing
Nick
that
Cage,
someone's in their corner.
The fashionista, is just another aspect of how he's cool.
Bunny reviews. Now, as we can see, we have the bunny and we have a box. This is taken from the very popular Nicolas Cage film Con Air, where he insists that the man must put the bunny back into the box. We use this bunny in the box as a metaphor for how we felt about the films that we watched this week. So let's start off with Snakes on a Plane. Manda, where do you put, or how do you put, or the bunny in relation to the box? What is it?
For the movie Snakes on a Plane, the bunny is just loving life in the box. It's sitting hammock style, legs up, probably kicking the seat in front of it with joy. Because this movie is a romp, which we love using as a word in our podcast. It is a romp. It is glorious. I adore it. It's so much fun. Everyone should watch it, probably weekly.
Weekly viewing of Snakes on
I
a Plane.
don't think it would harm your life. It could only improve it if you watch this movie
When
weekly.
we have sort of a dictatorial, you know, rule of the world, weekly viewings
I want
of
people to
Snakes
do
on
it
a
by
Plane.
choice, Stan. Come on, like they do it by choice.
This will be what this
It
will be
will
our
enhance your
decree.
life.
It'll be our
Daniel,
decree.
that's my bunny. You take the other bunny.
Okay, so for my bunny, I am also going to put the bunny safely into the box. At some point, I'm going to say very happily to this bunny, I'm tired of this motherfucking bunny in this motherfucking box. Turn it over and just kick it out whenever I want. Or maybe just release the air pressure and pew pew and just bunny goes flying. So yeah, that's what I think we should do.
And our other movie, Daniel, Toy Story 5.
Toy Story 5.
Here's a bunny.
To review this one, it was just a very safe movie, really. You know, a bit of a safe. Well, no. But what I mean is, like, it was a pretty safe bet for Pixar. You know, they always do the Toy Story films quite well. We criticised Toy Story 4 earlier. It was still
Great.
Still a great movie, yes. So for Toy Story 5, I'm just going to put the bunny nice and just neatly in there, and I'm just going to say to it, hey, I'll never let you go. All right, you're not going anywhere. Additionally, though, I will not be naming any future children after you, bunny. Unlike the film.
Oh, I see what you did there.
See what I did there? Yes.
Oh, so bizarre. Loved this movie. Conan O'Brien, I don't think we talked about him before, but love Conan O'Brien. He is trying to encourage kids to put the poopy in the toilet. So, like that, Bunny's sitting happy in the box. I think it's going to be a comfort classic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like all of the Toy Story movies are, you know, we have our own order of how they go. I haven't seen Toy Story 3 in a few years because our kid's scared of that one. But Toy Story 4 is on repeat a lot. I do love it. I think Toy Story 5 will be on repeat a lot. And it's a comfort film. It's cozy. It's comfortable.
Okay, just
Enjoy.
quickly. It's interesting that you said that order, though. I'm just going to say this. 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. That is the order for me. From best to worst.
Maybe a 1, 2, 3, 5, 4.
1, 2, 3, 5, 4. Okay, I can respect that. 2 will always be the best for me. I think it's just a perfect 90 minutes. It's got the Zerg running joke I find really funny, and Al is such a great villain. Of course, Stinky Pete with Kelsey Grammer doing the voice. It's just, that one's fantastic.
In another episode of What's in Our House, we might show you some of our Toy Story collection. We do have one. I would still put this Toy Story collection related memorabilia in our house. Why did we choose Snakes on a Plane and Toy Story 5 to go together on this podcast, Daniel? Are they linked in our minds for some reason?
They are forever linked in our mind. A few years ago, Manda bought me this fantastic print, as we can see here, aptly named Snakes on a Plane, done by the fantastic artist Travis Chapman. We can see there's a little Pulp Fiction reference in there, a little snake there on the plane.
There's a snake in my boot.
It works on so many levels.
Snakes on a Plane.
Well, maybe like 5 levels.
PLAIN. Travis Chapman does a whole lot of really cool, puntastic art, which is my favorite art to make. This artwork was amazing. It's so fun. It's Samuel L. dressed as Woody. We had to buy it. Sorry, Travis Chapman, I didn't frame it very smoothly, and I think it got a little bit wet and moist, but it is in a really cool frame. Hey, so sorry about that, Travis.
You got your money, dude.
If you want to buy Travis's art, you can see the website there online, travischapmanart.com. Go and have a browse. They're super fun. Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, this goes fantastically well with my Outlaw Josie Wales print right next to it. It's fantastic.
Dan, don't give away what's in our house.
Well, this one accompanies that.
I know. There's a whole wall.
We'll get to the wall later. Don't give things away, man. Jeez.
What's on next week, Daniel?
Like Mike, 2002 Wunderfilm, featuring Little Bow Wow and that kid from Jerry Maguire.
Daniel bought this for 50 cents at the op shop and said I had to see it.
Basketball. Oh, basketball. We'll also be looking at the film not about basketball, about street ball. They're very specific about that.
Well, we'll just do a quick vice versa. That's not in English?
No, it's not.
Okay. Goat.
Hey, look at that. Goat.
We saw that at the cinema.
We have some thoughts on this one as well.
And?
Final film we'll be looking at is one of our all-time favourites. It's a little bit blurry, apologies for that. Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar, featuring Kristen Wiig and Annie Momolo?
Yes.
Who
co-wrote Bridesmaids. It's one of our favourite films. Absolutely. I really need a copy of this poster framed in our house.
We do. We also need to find a copy of this on DVD, which is actually really hard to do. It's a tough one to find on as physical media.
Kristen Wiig, send us a copy. We love it so much. That is for next week. Thank you for watching episode 3 of Manda's Movie Club.
Featuring Dan.
And Martha.